Hello everyone, I'm Andy Raffel from eTechnics.com, and today we're looking at a PC from a manufacturer that maybe a lot of people haven't heard of. Obviously we have looked at systems in the past from some well-known brands, and this in my opinion is sort of one of these up-and-coming brands. They have been around for a little while, but maybe not as long as obviously other companies that you may already be aware of. Now the company who have actually sent us this PC are called Dino PC. Now, Dino PC are run by a good group of lads that we've met quite a few times, and we wanted to do something a little bit special with them. So there's actually two parts of what we're doing here. Now, the first is going to be the PC review itself, as well as this unboxing sort of overview video. So we will be taking a look at obviously what components are inside this system, and then in our written review we will be looking more at you know, the performance and why they've chosen those specific components. Now, I'm a little bit excited because straight away I know you know, the majority of the components that are in here, and one of them is the XFX Radeon 7990, which, as you know, is you know, an absolutely mammoth of a graphics card, stupidly powerful, dual GPU cores, and so forth. Now we have got Haswell in here as well, so it's an i7 4770K, and I believe that's clocked to about 4.3, maybe 4.4 gigahertz. So it's going to be really interesting to see obviously how things perform on a pre-overclock system like this, as well as maybe how far we can push it ourselves, you know, when aiming for a 24/7 overclock. So as in typical fashion, we're going to sort of unbox this, and as you expect from a manufacturer like from Dino PC, you do get it sort of encased in just a plain brown box, but why do you need to sort of, you know, have anything different? Now I'm going to unbox this, and it's going to be really hard for my cameraman to sort of get everything in, purely because of the size of this box and sort of how limited we are with space in the office. So I'm going to try and unbox this as best I can, but we're probably going to have to sort of chop and change with this video and edit it a little bit to sort of show you what comes, you know, fully included. But there are certain things that I can show you straight away. So inside we get a box that has this sort of dinosaur cutout on it. So that's all to do with the branding, which is quite a nice feature, I guess. Dino PC, they've obviously put you know, something to simulate their brand with the dinosaur sort of scratch marks. And in here we're just going to have sort of all of our usual gubbins. So I'm actually going to move this big brown box out of the way so we can have a better look at what's included here. So inside we know straight away that it has a Gigabyte Z87X UD4H, which is a fantastic board. We've already done a review on this board, you know, in its own right, a separate sort of review. And this is a great feat for Gigabyte because it's their first motherboard that they've actually had in sort of red colouring, and it's a really good spec board as well. Driver installation disc. You also get a multilingual installation guidebook from Gigabyte, one in French. Now, a few things from Corsair. So we know straight away that it's got a Corsair H80i high performance all-in-one liquid cooler. We get some information on the Corsair chassis, so we can see straight away that this is the Vengeance chassis. Not quite sure what colour they've decided to give us today. Plexstar, so I'm clearly expecting a Plexstar solid state drive in here. XFX power supply leaflet, so we're expecting an XFX power supply. We get a few other bits about the XFX Pro Series CPUs. Quick install guide for the graphics and the driver installation CD and install guide, all for the Radeon XFX Radeon 7990. A little bit of information on the adapters and connectors and other products that XFX do currently sell in the market. The limited warranty, hardware limited warranty from XFX. We also get the Do Not Disturb I'm Gaming door hanger, and this has got all your serial numbers and everything on there, and gives you a little bit of information into the support that you can get. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, because the motherboard has got the module for that, so we've got the driver installation CD for that, and of course the user manual for it as well. So that's all the sort of boring stuff out of the way. Then we've got cables, connectors and so forth. So they do include the front panel for where the DVD drive or Blu-ray drive, whatever you decide to sort of spec up on your custom system. They include that just in case you want to take it out or change your chassis or anything like that. We get a Nvidia Sli Bridge. In here there's another Nvidia Sli Bridge, USB native 3.0 to USB 2.0 connector. We also get lots of different screws and the expansion brackets that have been taken out to put the graphics card in. Now, cable wise, we've got plenty of power supply cables. These are the flat cables that XFX implement with their Pro Series power supplies. So we've got a set of SATA connectors on here, and this end actually plugs straight into the power supply. We've got your 4-pin, or join them up and make 8-pin CPU connectors. We've got some Molex connectors, and we also have PCI Express, so we've got 6+2, making obviously an 8-pin or a 6-pin depending on how you want to do things. That's got 2 of them on there. And then we've got a few more Molex connectors as well. They also include, which obviously comes with a graphics card, DVI mini DisplayPort. So you'll plug your mini DisplayPort into the graphics card, straight into DVI. We also have this Molex floppy connector cable as well. Also, obviously with the graphics card comes a DVI HDMI sort of dongle connector. And then we've also got a Crossfire connector. So obviously if you have got more money than sense and you get 2 7990s, then you can do that. But obviously also because of the because of the motherboard, it came with the SLI connectors. That's why we've got the SLI connectors as well. Obviously you won't be able to use these with the graphics card that we've got spec'd up on this system, but if you do decide to change it at a later date. SATA cables, so we've got some of them for obviously the ones that haven't been used in this build, and then we've got some more there. We've got the Wi-Fi antennas, which can obviously be placed onto your desk and have like a soft touch to the bottom. This comes with the Gigabyte motherboard as standard. And then we have our standard UK spec kettle lead power cable. So the system is obviously in this big chunk of a box here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut for now. We're going to sort of unpack it a little bit. Before we do that, I do want to mention that there is lots of packaging material in here, as well as the chassis is inside its own box as well. So you can see straight away in here that we've got the Corsair Vengeance C70 chassis, and it is in Arctic White according to this. That's really nicely packaged in its own box, and then we've got extra packaging around here just so we've got that extra sort of peace of mind when this is being transported. So join us again in a minute where we'll have this out and we'll be able to have a look at the system in some more detail. So now that we've got the system out of the case, you can see that we have got the Corsair Vengeance C70 in Arctic White. Now we have reviewed this case before, so I'm not really going to delve too much into this. If you do want to check out a review on it, go to etechnics.com and search for it in the chassis section. But straight away you can see some really nice features from the case. It's got the grab handles, so you can obviously easily transport it if you're going to a LAN or something like that. You know, some sort of gaming tournament. On the front of the chassis, you can see that obviously there's some really nice features with the way that it's been styled by Corsair, with the power button, and you've got your reset button over here, and really nice styling. You can see that we've got a DVD rewriter in here, as standard as you'd expect. You can upgrade that to a Blu-ray if you want through Dino PC's website. Now on the chassis you can see that we have got this window as well, which gives you a sort of view of what's inside the chassis. Now if we open these up, you can take the side panel off and it gives us a chance to see exactly what's inside. So you can see that they have tried to colour coordinate things a little bit. So we've got the Z87X UD4H motherboard, which as you can see has got the sort of red styling along the VRM, along, you know, around the MOSFET CPU socket area heat sinks. And then as we go down here, you can see it as a Gigabyte branded red heatsink down there covering over the Z87 chipset. To match up with that, we've got the Corsair Vengeance Pro memory, which is targeted for Haswell processors. This is 1866 megahertz, and it is a 16 gig kit. Obviously with the 7990 from XFX, it's got the red styling on there as well, so everything sort of matches up quite nicely. Other than that, you can see it has a lot of black, so it sort of has a nice contrast feel to it. You can see that we've got the Wi-Fi Bluetooth module over here, and we'll show you around the back in a little bit and you can see exactly where the Wi-Fi antennas plug through. Now, powering this whole system, we have got the XFX Pro 850 watt power supply with the flat cables, which are a really nice addition. Now, in terms of cooling, we've got the HATI. Sorry, it's not a HATI because it's a dual rad. It came with a HATI sort of leaflet, but it's not. In fact, it is a H100i. And with that, there's two fans at the top. We also have other fans. We've got one in the rear, and then we've got two further fans down here on the hard drive cages. Now, this is obviously going to help duct air into the chassis. Other than that, there's no other fans at the front. Now, storage-wise, you can see that we've got a single hard drive here. This is a Seagate Barracuda 2 terabyte hard drive, and just above it, you may be able to pick it up under there, is the Plextor 128 gig solid state drive. So this is going to be enough for your operating system and your applications, and then you can just bung all your games and everything straight onto the hard drive. As you can see, this is a gaming based system. You know, you're not going to be buying a system like this with a mammoth graphics card like the 7990 without wanting to play games. You're not going to be buying this to do word processing. You're going to be buying a system like this for gaming. That's what it's all about. That's why it's in a sort of gaming orientated chassis. It's got some of the best components in terms of Corsair Vengeance Pro. It's got the XFX 7990, a fantastic motherboard which is going to have no problem with gaming, and enough storage space for all of your games as well. Now, if I turn this around, you can see that on the rear I/O we've got plenty of connectivity options. So we've got USB 3.0, some more USB 3.0, we've got eSATA, audio, gigabit LAN, and then further down from there we've also got the antenna connections for the Wi-Fi, and this is obviously a Bluetooth module as well. And then we've got the graphics card, which you can see plenty of ventilation slots, DVI, and a load of mini display ports as well. And that's pretty much all I can really say about this system without us powering it up and sort of taking a look at the true performance. Now, there is a little bit more to this video, and it is quite a time sensitive issue because we are only going to be doing this for a little while. But with this particular system that you can see here and now, this exact one with all of these components in here, we're going to be doing a review on, as you'd expect, a full written review showing you the performance, showing you all the features of the system, and then one lucky winner is going to win this whole thing. So, you heard me right, one lucky person is going to be winning this whole system. Corsair Vengeance C70 chassis, Gigabyte Z87X UD4 motherboard, Corsair Vengeance Pro 16 gig of 1866, a graphics card that's worth like £1,000, XFX Pro 850 watt, 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, Plextor SSD, DVD drive, the whole works. This whole system will be going to one lucky winner. Now, at the time of recording this, it's obviously prior to us publishing this video and publishing the review, which if you are watching this on YouTube, the link for the review is in the description below. But if you head on over to etechnics.com and you are watching this when we actually publish it and not a year later, you will be able to find all the information to win this. And it's going to be a really sort of quite simple competition really, because what we're going to do is we're going to show you some benchmarks, including Firestrike, and we're just sort of ironing out the details at the time of recording this. But when we do Firestrike, we're going to show you the score, and then we want to see your scores. And this is the way that Dino PC, ourselves and XFX have teamed up on this to really sort of show that people want to work for a system like this. They want to win a fantastic system like this, which is worth about £2,000, and all we need from you is to see your Firestrike scores. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully that's excited you a little bit more about this system and shows you, you know, that Dino PC really care about the community and that they want people to try out their systems firsthand. And this is a fantastic opportunity to do that. So yeah, head over to etechnics.com, check the description below, and you'll be able to see the full review on this where we check out all the performance figures, as well as checking out the competition page. But as I say, this is quite a time sensitive one because it's not going to go on forever. At the time of recording this, we haven't even decided how long this competition is going to run for. But for the time being, we're going to be giving this away in the month of July. So there you go. Let us know what you think about that in the comments below, and if you are on the eTechnics website, feel free to comment on there as well. For now, I'm Andy Raffel from eTechnics.com, and we've been looking at this fantastic system which we're giving away in a competition, as well as doing a full review on, from Dino PC. And we'd just like to thank Dino PC and obviously all the other sponsors involved, the main one being XFX, who have put this absolute mammoth 7990 graphics card in here. So there you go. Enjoy, and remember to subscribe, comment and like our videos, and until next time, see you later.